Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I didn't end up going.
All right, welcome to Comic Book Club. This week's choice was mine, and I chose. Let me get some light. I chose Deadpool issue 20.
Hmm.
I think it's 2016. So I will be doing the first review. Thank you guys for joining. All right, let's see. No, that ain't the right one. Here we go. So this book right here, I never heard about it. No one ever told me. I just buy Deadpool books randomly. This wasn't even in my pool. I saw it as in a back issue bin. I grabbed it. Looked interesting. So I decided to read it. And to my surprise, it was a issue about mental health awareness. This girl right here was planning on jumping off of a building. And you hear "Don't jump" in the back, and it's Deadpool, and he's like, "Please, not here." I believe this was on top of. No, hold on. He goes, "Yeah, it was a random building, but he said if you're going to do it off of Peter Parker's building." So that's how he starts off the conversation, and he says something about going to see Hamlet. And she's like, "Ain't those tickets like very expensive?" And he said, "I know a guy, and he basically breaks into place, knocks some people out, and they watch Hamlet.
Not
Right?
Hamlet, but what's it called?
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Hamilton. So they're in there watching Hamilton, and it's a very cultural kind of play, I guess.
About the U.S. presidents, where they race swapped them, basically.
So he decides to tell her, like, "Why don't you hang out with me, and I'll show you what my daily routine's like," pretty much, And he runs up on a guy that's been stealing from old elderly people to maintain his drug addiction, basically. And she's with them, and they go and they kick the door in, and behind the door is the guy's mother, and she gets hurt. And, it wasn't really that funny, but it's kind of like karma, I guess. So she gets to see Deadpool take care of this guy. He knocks him out. This is a quick read. It's not very deep of a detailed story. So they kind of return all the stuff that gets stolen to all the people. And that's kind of nice. So after that, they continue on their crusade. And I'm gonna save some of the story for you guys. I'm more interested in what you guys got to say, but it continues on, and she gets involved in the beatings with Deadpool. She starts off beating people with a bat, and she kicks them. Well, she actually kicked the guy before that too, but yeah, she's like beating stuff, and you could tell like she's like kind of enjoying it. Gets to do her thing. And she said at the end, she goes, "You told me you wasn't going to, you was going to let me go." And he said, "Yeah, I did, and I am letting you go. But I have faith that you're going to make the right decision and do what you need to do." And she did. She admitted herself in the hospital instead of, possibly jumping off of a building, and it ended pretty good. She got her help she needed. Deadpool classic ending. He steps in shit at the end. You never know what you could step into. So, let me get my charger real quick. For the cover, it's not a knockout cover. It gets the job done. It's a little artsy. It's not the worst cover. I'm just going to give it a 3 for the cover. It's not like a super duper great cover. So thank you. Biggie 3. Yeah. And shoot. For the inside art, it was okay. You know, I'm just gonna give it another 3. Thank you. Um, for the story, this is where I kind of give a little bit more because I do feel like Deadpool's almost as good of a character as you can have to to talk about mental illness or depression. I don't know if there's a better character you could use. I know it's not like a serious book; it's kind of funny or jokey or whatever. But at the end of it, it does have a good message. So for the story, I'm gonna go 4.25, and overall, I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
And I'm gonna choose Alan to go next.
Okay. So I actually thought it was an interesting read. I thought it was a cool book. Uh, the couple things that I liked about it is, you have Deadpool kind of taking a different role than we normally see him do. Like he doesn't we don't normally see him dealing with something a little bit more substantial. Generally he's pretty just humorous and, fighting bad guys and stuff like that. And he's the merc with the mouth kind of thing. Um, but this is him dealing with a serious issue. This girl is going to commit suicide, and you know he is kind of like, in a weird way, the everyman in this situation. Like, how do you deal with somebody that is going to do something that you don't want them to do, obviously, and he doesn't know how to appropriately approach that. He approaches it the way he always approaches everything, with humor and levity, and try to like make light of the situation, but at the same time is sincere that he's trying to distract her from doing the deed, right? So he uses you know uh, his his idea that is, okay, maybe she's having problems with somebody stole something from her, or maybe she had something where somebody, that one of the places that they break into is a place where people have basically been collecting information or using stuff that's like inappropriate about people, and putting it out on basically extorting people. So it's like a whole bunch of servers that they were basically extorting people with. So that's one of the places that they cracked down on. So was that her issue? We don't know. We don't know what her issue is, why she's gone this way. In a way, that kind of sets up another arc in our minds, where we're trying to figure out what is this girl's problem? Why is she feeling this way? And in a way, it allows people that do have mental illnesses to fit into that role as well, where you're not anybody could be in that situation. And you know we don't know what that is, but it's, for us, it could be some serious problem, and we feel like committing suicide, right? So so it kind of sets up both situations. It's Daredevil is the guy that's trying to help, and she's the girl with the problem. We don't know what the problem is. But the story ends very appropriately, where he says that I might not be the guy to help you. I might not be the guy. Like, and it's not some quick thing that, oh, his like thing, like all these distractions say, oh, maybe I won't commit suicide. She's still suicidal at the end. And but but Daredevil knows that he cannot help her. But the whole time he's been on the phone, he's been doing things to kind of set up a situation where he can take her to the hospital where there's professionals that can help her. And so he kind of brings her he kind of uses this as a distraction to get her to where she needs to go. And I think it was really kind of brilliantly set up. And it was very, uh, interesting that they kind of showed the modesty and the humility of Deadpool by saying, "Hey, I cannot solve every problem. There's other people that are heroes that can, save these people." So by him taking her to the hospital, he really was able to do that. And maybe she will get the help that she needs, and it'll be a happy ending. Um, they always have to have that humorous joke thing where he steps in the poo at the end, but that's Deadpool. Um, but I thought, it was a well set up story. It's still Deadpool humor, which can be hit or miss, but for the most part, I thought it was okay. So I'm going to give it actually pretty high score because I think they did a very good job of dealing with a very serious issue. It's a very hard thing to talk about, right? But they did it well. Um, I'm going to give the cover a lower score because I didn't think it was that interesting of a cover. I'm going to give the cover a 3 as well. It's not a bad cover. It's just not a great cover. The interior art, actually, I was impressed how well it was done. It was very bright and vibrant colors. To Dee's credit, something Dee always goes on about is backgrounds. They, every page was actually very detailed. Even they were able to even show emotions on Daredevil's face, even though he's wearing the mask. I thought that was pretty well done. So actually, I'm going to give the interior art, I'll give it a 4. I think it was solid. And I'll give the story a 4 as well. I think the story was solid. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best ever, but it's a solid story. It's well written. And I give the overall a 4 as well. So it's the cover doesn't pull it down that much. I think it's better than the sum of its parts. So those are my scores.
All right, thank you, Alan. Who would you like to go next?
We'll get Matt to go next.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I liked the book. I'm going to start by saying that. A lot of people thought that Deadpool was a bit of an homage to Ambush Bug when he came out because around the time Deadpool came out, Ambush Bug was very popular at DC. It was about a year after Ambush Bug was, big stuff came out. And both of them.
Oh, did Matt freeze?
Matt
Yeah, we got
froze.
a little freezing action.
Frozen Matt. See, this is what happened on my channel too. This is, just so you know, this is what I have to go through on my channel. Whenever I bring Matt on, he's frozen Matt. So I don't know.
Man. That's where the mean freezing Alan comes from. We'll give it a minute.
That's where the
there he
freezing.
goes.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, you're back. So
Anyway,
all that deep
what I liked
stuff that you told us was gone.
All right. The Ambush Bug being the one that's brought him, I feel that if the Ambush Bug hadn't sold, Deadpool wouldn't be there because of his fourth wall breaking and such. The fact they also made fun of Slade Wilson, the Terminator, with his attitude is also a good and name Wade Wilson, is a good thing. That's what I feel about the character background. Now, his books are a great. They bring back the comic and comic books. I whenever I've read a Deadpool book, I've enjoyed myself for the most part. There's a bit of dark humor. There's a bit of silly humor. There's a bit of everything that's there. Having said that, this was a very heavy topic book and was a little shocking, to be honest, considering how Deadpool doesn't really seem to care about life that much. It's interesting that he took an interest in this woman.
Mm-hmm.
The cover, okay, I will agree that it's an average cover. So for me, that would make it 2.75. The interior art, though, agreed. It was a lot more detailed than we usually have. It was a lot more expressive and a lot more fun. I really liked the art when the girl was involved in the fight. Okay. So I'm actually going to give the interior art a 4. I liked it very much. And The writing, I thought it was brilliant. I did not even suspect that Deadpool was setting things up. Like that was a nice reveal to me. That saves the book for me. That all this stuff was going on while Deadpool was being a little crazy with her. I mean, taking her to the theater. Come on, that is brilliant. Okay, so I'm actually going to give the writing a 4 and the book a 4 as well because overall it was a fun read
Mhm.
and it's one that I could read again
Yep.
and not feel bad about. So,
Cool. So who would you like to go next, Matt? Thank you.
oh God, let's see here. Well, let's get TM in there.
All right. Thank you.
I just want to start off by saying perfect book for mental health awareness. For those of you who do not
Yeah,
know,
it's
like
the month.
certain people in this community like to um, throw shade and tell people to go do themselves in. And that's the community member that most of you think is funny.
Mhm.
Just throwing that out there, but it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this was a perfect book to bring Biggie. So thank you. And I'm going to start by saying it was really well written as well for a character that doesn't like he does what he wants to do. He's not a hero. He's not like he is an anti-hero, but it's more of the fact that he does what he thinks like what really benefits him in a way sometimes. But here he is trying to talk a girl
Selfless.
off the ledge, like and be selfless about it, and he did it the most Deadpool way to do it. And I thought it was well done because of the fact that he's poking jokes, he's making fun and stuff, and being funny about it and stuff, but not in the way of like, oh, just do yourself in. No, like he's saying like, hey, like Avengers Tower is over here, and blah blah blah. And I've always grown up with the idea that laughter is the best medicine if it's done
Mhm.
right. And he was doing it right. He was making her kind of question things a little bit, and just the back and forth between them was perfectly done. And to bring up Alan's point at the end of the book, he was like, "Yeah, here I can't help you, but I know who can." And he hands
Mhm.
the baton off to the medical team that can help. Like if you are seeking help in any way, like friends are good to talk to, but getting the right help is the best thing you can do for
Exactly.
yourself. So that's what this book is pretty much telling you without being preachy about it.
Mhm.
So I really enjoyed it, even the end where we get a little comedic ending with him stepping in dog poo because it's a Deadpool book. So I overly enjoyed this. So thank you, Biggie. I'm the only thing like I'm with everybody else. I will give the cover a 3. It's not the best cover, but it's still good. It just doesn't draw you in.
Mhm.
And for art, I was like between. Yeah, I
What
would
was
say the
the
art is really good in it too.
What was
I'll
the
give it
cover to him? I'm sorry.
It was a 3.
a 3.
Okay, cool.
And the art inside, I would definitely give it a 4. But the story, just because I overly enjoyed it, and I am one that dealt with mental illness my whole life and stuff. I still do. I can't say that like I'm all cured and stuff, but I'm somebody that's dealt with it, and so this this book was really good for people with mental health issues and stuff, and I highly recommend anybody to give this to anybody you want to get them into comics and that is dealing with mental health issues and stuff. It's a really
Mhm.
good book. Like even though it's issue 20, I think it would be a good book for people to
Yeah, you
jump
can
in.
read it by itself, and there's no continuity that you have to know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give the book. I think I'll probably be the highest today, but I'll give it a 4.5 just because of that.
I feel like you have overall left.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just
overall,
overall.
Overall, because overall, I'll give it a 4.25.
4 point what?
4.25.
4.25.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
And I will pick. It's tough. It's tough for me to pick. I'll pick D. I'll pick
Yeah!
D.
Oh, that's
Oh
nice
my
of you.
god,
Wow.
dude! I knew you were gonna pick me. I just had a feeling, dude. Um, yeah, I really don't see what y'all saw in this book. No, I'm just kidding. I actually loved it too. I had to start off with some dissension, but no, I love the book as well.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with my cover. Y'all are right. It's not like the best cover that anyone's ever seen, but look at this Deadpool cover. Like you can tell that it's not going to be a normal Deadpool issue.
Yeah.
He's sitting there calmly, next to someone who's got their feet dangling over the edge. So you do know by looking at the cover what you're probably getting into. Um, and I'm a big proponent of getting people help. More than I even care to admit sometimes, but um, it is kind of a superhero trope sometimes. You get Superman that'll, you know, talk to the jumper instead of, he has the power to prevent her from jumping, but he wants to help. And seeing someone do it the Deadpool way was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Uh, the cover, I'm going to give it a 3.5. Um, because it's not the best cover I've ever seen, but I love what it, when you read the book, you really get the cover and it makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to give it a 3.5. Um, interior art was very, very good. Alan, you thunder stealing motherfucker. The backgrounds were amazing.
I
Um,
thought you'd like that part too, actually. So I was like, oh, I have to give D some credit here.
dude, um, this panel right here. So this is when he kicks down the door of the guy that is, stealing, items from elderly people.
Hmm.
And here you get a freaked out cat
Yeah.
is not happy. Over here, you get her her dentures that got knocked out of her
Yeah.
mouth.
I thought that was funny too. Yeah.
Well, this is what
Um,
I'm talking about, the silly visual gags and the
Yep.
yeah, and then the rage that even a scumbag like, uh a thieving, elderly abusing, like, man, like he immediately wanted to beat the hell out of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Didn't work out for him because he got knocked out right away. But
And
and then this, go
there
ahead.
was also a scene, just quickly, there was a scene where they're at Hamilton, and he said, I knew a guy that had tickets, but not
Yeah,
necessarily that would give in. You see that just the two people that had
Yeah.
the tickets being knocked out. It's like the visual gag of that. It was quite
yeah,
funny.
yeah. They're completely, and he had to knock out an old lady too there. So he knocked out a
I know,
couple
it's
different,
like,
old people in this one, which is cool.
yeah,
But then, um, like after he knocks this dude out, he encourages her to give it a try,
give him a
and
kick.
you don't even really see it until the end. But he boos her because it's a really weak kick, and then don't boo me and texting a friend, BRB, which is a real, like, it's an aloof thing that Deadpool would say. But
Hmm.
at the end of the book, you find out he was texting the staff at the hospital that
Yep.
he was going to bring someone that was mentally vulnerable and needed
Hmm.
help.
Yep.
Um, Earlier in the book, you see a scene where, he kind of like asks her, like, "Hey, what's your deal? Why are you trying to jump? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Is it money?" And she doesn't
Yeah.
say, and I love that
That's what I
because,
was saying. She could be
yeah,
any person with problems,
yeah,
right?
like why she wanted to jump wasn't important at the time. It's someone that needed help.
Hmm.
Um, and I thought that was really cool. And um, and then when they go to the blackmailing hackers, they're beating them all up, and then you get to the scene where she just defended herself with a bat, knocked the dude out, and then in the next scene, she goes nuts and just destroys all their equipment. And you
Hmm.
can see like she's letting out rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then you can see the moment where she realizes how much she just unleashed, and it like she just had to let it go after that. Like
Hmm.
she had to drop the bat. It took her breath away to see what she did. And then this scene right here, I loved it so much. Trying to get it to focus, but just talking her into getting the help that she needed
Hmm.
was, to me, the like obviously there's the last panel here where he steps on the dog poo, but the the 3 pages before that were my favorite 3 pages
Yeah,
because
they were really good. They really made the story, actually. Yeah.
yeah, no, and just seeing Deadpool, and so many people try and help others, and it's a beautiful thing to help someone. But
But I think you need to know your limits, and I think that's what
Hmm.
Deadpool realizes there.
yeah, when you know your limits and you know where to send someone, and you can get someone to trust you enough to take that step,
Hmm.
it's a very beautiful thing. And
Hmm.
and then this scene right here, like his head is down a little bit. It's it is a defeating feeling to have to leave someone that you care about in the care of others and just
Hmm.
trust that you did everything you could, and now
Hmm.
the outcome is unknown.
Hmm.
Um, and you have to be okay with the fact that you did the best thing you could, and you have to be okay with leaving the motorcycle that you stole behind.
I thought that was
Yeah.
messed up. Yeah.
As they're sitting there wondering, like, what the fuck is this motorcycle doing here? Um, like you got to be cool with just letting that motorcycle go, baby. Like, uh, but so hey, interior art. Did I already grade the art?
You graded the cover, not the inside art.
All right, cover. We're gonna go inside art. We'll go 4 because I thought it was very good. Um, then the story I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Um, and overall I'm gonna give it a 4.5
Damn.
because um,
Oh,
I'll tell you all backstage, but I could not have read a book like this at a more important time in my life. So
Wow.
4.5. Um, here.
great job,
Dead.
Pete.
Yeah,
What I think is interesting is our scores were actually pretty similar this time. I think we all kind of felt the same way about the book, which is good.
I
Yeah,
think we
good
all graded
choice,
the
Biggie.
cover. Cover was like a 3 all
Who,
straight
who,
across, wasn't it?
who would have thought that a random modern Deadpool issue would be so?
Compelling.
Deadpool's fun.
hey,
I'm
and
actually surprised I don't buy more of it because he's fun.
It's very like. I mean, not this isn't a perfect example, but it does remind me when I read Deadpool of Silver Age Superman. But you'd have to
Cool.
read more to see it. We got a total of 76.25.
Okay,
That puts this book at number ninth overall.
not bad.
nice.
I wouldn't have expected that from a Deadpool book. Actually, this was a kind of a pleasant surprise.
But
Yeah,
Deadpool is one of those characters, if he's written well, it works.
Hmm.
yeah.
And I challenge anyone right now to go into a comic book store, grab a random book off the shelf. Like you're going to need to read the issue before it or the issue after it.
Yeah, this
Um,
one you didn't need
I
that.
they literally talk about nothing that came before other than like, uh, they mentioned something about Ultron messed up a
Yeah,
building,
messed up the
but
talents. Or yeah,
yeah, it wasn't something that you needed to like read what issue that happened in. Like it was just Like,
Well,
hey,
yeah, I mean, it actually seemed to me when he said that, like, it wasn't even that there was any continuity that you needed to know. It was
yeah,
more like, some random monster kills the town. You're gonna make it worse to make a splat on the ground. It's like,
exactly.
Yeah, and to be like fair, like suicide issues usually are kind of hard to probably get inspiration for to make a cover. I'd say this is pretty damn well executed.
mhm.
The hair flowing, the blue interface or whatever, and him thinking and on the building and all that. It was done pretty damn well in my mind.
And it's not a typical Deadpool cover.
Mhm.
Like you said, Biggie, like you found that in a back issue, and you're like, yeah, this is different, and you grabbed it. Like,
Mhm.
and
So it worked.
it tells you what the book's about. Like, I think it is an effective cover.
Mhm.
All right, well, that was Deadpool 20. The next person up to bat is Mr. D. Runk. Which book would you predict for us to do next, or you will choose, I should say?
I'm gonna do Justice League of America number 69.
All right.
Me? Cool.
Justice
Is
League of
is it just
America
because the
69.
nine? Is it because of the 69?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the next issue in the Death of Superman.
Yes,
Uh,
it
Oh,
is.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is Justice League of America. Yes.
So this is right after. Now this is going to have more Doomsday part,
yeah.
where Doomsday is
Yes, it's the
actually.
second part of
this,
Doomsday.
yeah, this leaves off where Man of Steel 18 ended. So this is the next issue of that run.
Oh,
It is art by Dan Jurgens and story by Dan Jurgens. Um, and then yeah, so this is the next issue.
yeah, they
And
kicked
it's
Keith
a
Giffen out of it for this one. Oh yeah.
yeah, and it's a this is another um it's another quick, easy read. Like
Hey,
there's a lot before and after it, but this issue will not take you an hour to read through it.
Okay.
is that
No.
Nathan Fillion on the cover?
It is.
Okay. Looked like him.
Yes, it is Guy Gardner.
Wow.
Well, there you go. This is continuing on to my favorite arc and storyline of all comics. The death and the rain. I kind of skipped the funeral for a friend, but yeah, it's. I remember it. I don't know word for word, but my prediction is that Deadpool kind of in his intensity rises with each issue. It's like here it comes, and it's a slow but methodical rise, and we'll just get a little bit more intensity than the last one. I feel.
Well, as I said, one of the best things about these books is that each book, as it gets closer, the number of panels per page gets smaller. So the second, and then the 75 being all splash pages.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
so that's how they kind
Yes,
of like
it's
do
like
that
a
countdown.
Yeah,
Countdown.
it goes from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. And
Yeah.
the final issue is every page is a splash, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, damn, we're getting good at picking books. All
And
right.
the fact that the last page too, the one where he
It's a
expires,
fold out. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. That's cool.
That's one of my
So yeah,
favorite
it's gonna be a
gimmicks.
nice little series that we're gonna do on that one. So cool.
Yeah, if we continue on, it looks like we are. So,
Yeah, yeah. Why not?
yeah, I'd like to congratulate Matt on his super chat he got right before he
I
came
know,
on here.
crazy.
Good for you, Matt. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you broke any record I had. I don't think I've ever heard anybody getting
I
that
think
number.
that's the highest. You're basically, you should be doing some special dance or something at that price.
I practically passed out.
I'll have to. We all need to go rewatch what happened. I left right before because I had to do the show, but I'll go back and rewatch it.
I was talking about Action 252 and how that's the book I want the most. And his comment inside it was, use this towards the book.
Wow.
Well,
That is
you know
really
what
nice.
you got to do.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm amazed. Like
He cut out about half the work for you, so you just got to get rid of like $400 or $500 books. You'll be right there, man.
Mm.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go around the horn because we finished pretty quick.
Hey, Biggie, you just got a super chat.
$1 million! Look at
No, that's
that!
it. It's a billion, bro. A billion.
I'm
Oh,
trying to show it.
$500. Wow. From
Oh
T-Monk.
man,
Biggie.
So I will be buying a Action 1 and a Tech 27.
You could buy all the books with that.
Yeah, I buy every book there is. Yeah, but thank you, D. That was very kind of you. Seriously, let's go around the horn. TM will be on my channel, and he's going to be doing another show later tonight. It's going to be Guess That Key in about a half hour, so we're going to wrap up pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
But Alan, I heard that you have some stuff going on. What do you got going on, man?
I'm just in the middle of an unboxing. I'm doing like there'll be this next series, but I'm still in the middle of my current series. So there's a it's like this will be like anything that I'm unboxing right now is going to be 2 months out probably before I actually show it. But it's some pretty cool stuff. I've been kind of excited about some of the stuff that I'm getting here. What else is going on? This weekend, I think it's Big Nasty is going to be on my channel, is for the interview, and then next week it's TM is going to be the person being interviewed. So should be. It was a good interview. It was a fun conversation with TM. So
cool.
Yeah, so should be a good one.
All right. And Matt just got done doing an interview with Chonker, which is always great. You got anything else?
That was supposed to be that was my usual Tuesday night show that was delayed because my wonderful wife decided to get a year older. So I was delayed one day. It would have been last night. But tomorrow, speaking of Big Nasty, tomorrow the video I have dropping is based on the AOK that Big Nasty gave me not too long back. Some of the books that he sent, I ended up doing a video of those books and some of the books around it. Sunday, the Superman show will be on. I have 2 confirmed guests for that show. I have Son of Crom, who has been sent home. He's no longer in the hospital. He still wants to do it, so he'll be on my Superman show, and so will Stevie D. Stevie D just bought a bunch of Superman books at New Free Comic Book Day and would like to show them off. So I have those 2 coming on the Superman show, and I may have a couple others.
Cool.
I have some feelers out.
Thank you.
I'll try to come. I always try, but Sundays is hard for me sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to be launching a GoFundMe in the very near future. I just recently went $1 billion into debt. So we got to try and recuperate some of those losses. But once I get there, man, I'll be right back to being broke.
All right. Well, you heard it here, man. I'm a billionaire. D needs help. And we'll be back in a week with Justice League of America 69, the second part. Oh, sorry.
What does TM have anything coming up?
TM.
Oh, I shouted it out, but he could do it if he wants.
I'll be over on Sector 2815's channel in 20 minutes. Yeah. For Guess That Key, I got my key picked, so come guess what it is.
It's like a backboard.
And I was over on Darth Lopez's channel. It's closing in on 600 views. I'm the highest numbered guest on his channel. And then Alan's next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, because I sat down with Alan. Then Matt Spidey's channel and Bleecker Street Comics channel. Matt Spidey's channel for Spidey's Outback Saturday night, and Bleecker Street's channel for church on Sundays.
Yeah, and you're coming back to my show.
No, never.
Oh, man, we lost TM. Shit. All right.
Breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. TM is done with the show network. No. All right. Well, catch y'all later, man. Thank you for coming to book club. That was Deadpool. We'll be back with the second part.